HTTV Sports on Adelphia presents Section 6 High School Football. And tonight it's the North Tonawanda Lumberjacks taking on the Tonawanda Warriors from Clint Small Stadium in Tonawanda, New York. Good evening, everyone. I'm Walter John Sears, along with my good friend and colleague Mark Collins. And Mark, this is going to be a great game. Over the years, they've had some classic matchups with great players playing. This is the 89th meeting. Windy conditions, but it's absolutely beautiful, about 53 degrees.
Well, you're truly right, Walt. This is the classic. This is the granddaddy of them all. The TNT games over the years, so rich in tradition. Some great football players, some great games, and no different tonight. We're going to have a good one. We have two of the best players in Western New York at their respective positions. And for the Tonawanda Warriors, the guy that really makes it go is number 19, senior running back, Joe Shifflet. This guy is one of the best in Western New York. So far this year, he's already run for over 1,500 yards. And, in his career, he's at over 50 touchdowns. He's at 19 this season. This guy can do it all, Walt. Inside the tackles, very tough runner, put his nose in there. Also really quick, good speed, and he can get to the outside. And when he gets into the outside, he's a great open field runner, very difficult to tackle.
Well, you're exactly right. And North Tonawanda will have their hands full with him. But one of the key players for North Tonawanda is the run stopper supreme, and that's number 49, Todd Warmington. He's one of the very best in Western New York. Played injured this year, only played 3 games, but number 49, he's tremendous.
No question about it. There's a look at him right there, Walt. This guy is the epitome of a football player. He's a senior. He's 6 foot 237. He's solid. This guy benches almost 400 pounds. Unfortunately for Todd, he's been hampered all season with a bad hamstring. He's only played in 3 football games, but he is really the leader from his linebacker position. There we get a look at him. I'll tell you, this kid can do it all. He will knock your lights out, Walt. And, he is the key for them today, and he's going to have his hands full, though, with Shifflet. That's his job today, to stop him.
Oh, absolutely, and that's one of the keys, stopping Shifflet. And let's take a look at the keys to the game. And talking about Warmington, his first key, along with the North Tonawanda defense, will be to stop Shifflet. And they're big, North Tonawanda, so Shifflet is going to have his work cut out for him. Number 2, special teams for North Tonawanda have got to do a good job against both Shifflet and Kirkwood. 2 game breakers. They're terrific in returning punts and kickoffs, and they have to be careful there. And number 3, field position. Control the ball for North Tonawanda. Similar, Mark, to what they did last week against Orchard Park when they almost pulled the upset. Now the keys for the Tonawanda Warriors, what do they have to do?
Well, the same thing for the Tonawanda Warriors. The first one really is turnovers. That is key. It's special teams day. Turnovers is going to be so key for them. They've been not doing real well in the ratio of turnovers this year, so the coach is really looking for that to get a little bit better in there. And then the second one, like you said, for North Tonawanda, same thing. Today with a lot of wins, special teams, punting, kicking, he's going to be very crucial. And they've really given up some big plays on special teams, so they got to play better there. But third, field position, Walt. They're going to like to run the football. They can't get pinned down deep in their own end, because if they're forced to pass, it's going to be a long day for them this afternoon.
Well, Mark Collins, our final thoughts. North Tonawanda is a much bigger school, bigger players on the field. They've won 6 of the last 8 games. They're the best team, I think, in Western New York that has not made the playoffs, maybe the best in New York State. They're 3-4, but they're the favorite in this game because they're a bigger school. Tonawanda is 6-1 and riding high.
Well, I think one of the things you got to look at, reflective in their record, is that Warmington's been injured, and that's why, with him as a healthy player this year, you're right, they would be in the playoffs. But tonight, this is their playoff game for North Tonawanda. This is really their playoff game for all the seniors. But I'll tell you, Tonawanda getting ready for the playoffs, going to have to execute a good halfback in Shifflet. You got to stop him. It's going to be a good football game tonight, Walt.
It should be a great one. Clint Small Stadium will be rocking. We'll come back with the starting lineups. TNT, North Tonawanda, and Tonawanda. 89th rendition coming up next on HTTV Sports.
HTTV is brought to you by College Prospects of America, opening doors to college opportunities. By Jim Ball Used Car Superstore, just minutes from Bill's Stadium. By Niagara University, where tomorrow's education begins today. And by National Scouting Report, the world's leading recruiting authority.
Well, this is the 89th meeting, TNT, and the lead, of course, belongs to North Tonawanda. Mark Collins, 50 wins, 29 for Tonawanda, and 9 ties. The captains are meeting at midfield with the referee Dick Serafan and his crew, and we think we're going to have a pretty good ball game. They had the sportsmanship pledge and really great conditions for late October.
Well, it's a beautiful night to play football, Walton. There is not a seat left in the house here. If you're going to look across the field, and those are the secondary stands, they're totally packed.
Well, this game traditionally has drawn upwards of 8,000 to 10,000 fans. It has been considered the #1 rivalry of all the rivalry games on Rivalry Week. This one going along with the Lancaster, Depew, and the Kenmore East, Kenmore West, 3 of the big ones. There are other games around Western New York that are big rivalries, but this one really epitomizes high school football. At one time, both of these clubs were in the same division. Now they're not. North Tonawanda has won the toss. They have elected to take the ball first. So the road team, the bigger team, the favored team in the game, oddly, even though they have a 3-4 record, and Tonawanda, Mark, is 6-1, will get the ball first. NT.
Yeah, and NT, I mean, they just want to just put it to him right off the bat here, Walt. We talked to the coach, and he said, you know, we're going to come right out off the opening kickoff, and we're just going to try and run the ball. We feel that we're stronger offensively and defensively on the fronts, on the lines, and you know, we feel like we just run the ball and run over top of them. So that's going to be their game plan.
Well, the game time temperature, we mentioned 53 degrees. The field in absolutely perfect shape. They did a great job, the grounds crew here. The painting, the pageantry, the bands are here from both the schools. North Tonawanda fans are on their side of the field. Tonawanda fans on this side of the field. This should be a lot of fun, Mark.
Yeah, and hopefully it stays like that, because this game will get tight, I think, Walt, and the fans are going to get into it, and this is going to be a lot of fun to watch this football game.
Now, the last Tonawanda win was 2 years ago in 1996, 7-6 in overtime, was scoreless at the end of regulation, and then they won in 1993, 14-13. All the other 6 games out of the last 8 belong to North Tonawanda, along with the series lead. And we want to remind you that this high school football game is being brought to you by Jim Ball Used Car Superstar, just minutes away from Bill's Stadium. And it's also being brought to you by Niagara University, where tomorrow's education begins today. And this game is being brought to you by College Prospects of America, opening doors to college opportunities. And here's the kickoff, and it's taken and immediately under tackle at the 31-yard line. Not much there for Gain, who received the opening kickoff. And it would be 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line. Pretty good kickoff there.
And that was Jan Mercer, a big tight end, defensive end, who takes the kickoff.
Let's take a look at the starting quarterback, and we'll talk about him first for North Tonawanda. That will be Mike Moranto. He is a 6'2", 180-pound sophomore. We'll look at his line after this play. Moranto, a pretty good football player, 30 for 80 on the year. And here's Gain going off the left side, looking for some running room. He doesn't get much, but he does squirm across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Here's the offensive line for North Tonawanda. At left tackle is Mike Lofredo. The left guard is Jeremy Stanzik. The center is Scott Ray. Mike McGinnis is the right guard, and Tom Jekabazik is the right tackle. The tight end is Sean Breeden, working along with John Mercer. And the wideouts, Johnny Moore. The quarterback, Moranto, with Warmington in the backfield, Jeff Gain and Paul Crane. A gain of 4, and the second down play, again, the same running back, Gain. The defense for Tonawanda, they will play a 50 defense. Tom Perkovich is on the outside linebacker up front, along with Frank Bundy. The nose guard is Mike Berry. The big guy, Kevin Hunn. And outside linebacker Weir will play up front. The inside backers, J.R. Balling and Jordan Shattuck. Joe Kuzmarski and Donaldson, along with Kirkwood and Bark in the secondary. 2 running plays right off the bat, Mark.
Yeah, this is a big down right here. 3rd down. Big down for Tonawanda's defense.
3rd down and 3. And Crane will be stopped. Paul Crane is held shy of the 1st down yardage. It's a good defense here by Tonawanda at home.
Right, Walden, a big boost of confidence for the defense for Tonawanda, you know, in the first series, you know, because we've talked about the difference in the size of the 2 teams, and their defense really needed that confidence right there in the first series to say, hey, you know, we're here to play and we can play with you.
The punter will be Gain. He will punt it away. Remember, Kirkwood and Komerski, one of our keys, field position, they are great punt returners. They're standing back near their own 25-yard line. Gain a beautiful kick, high spiral. Komerski at his 24 backpedals, gets away from Piskor, makes a good move. Then he's rammed down right at the 25-yard line. Excellent coverage by the special teams for North Tonawanda. Let's take a look at the starting quarterback. He's played sparingly this year. He didn't start as a starter. Now he is starting, and that's Phil Egri. Egri, number 9, 5'11" mark, 165-pound senior. And we'll look at the line and the rest of their offense after this play. But Egri's going to have to do a good job here.
Yeah, he's going to have to be steady tonight. I mean, his basically what they want him to do is they want him to get the ball to Kazmierski and hand it off, but he's got to execute today.
First down and 10. And a fake to Kazmierski. They give it to Kazmierski. There he goes. 35, 40, midfield, a foot race. Look at him go. 30, inside the 20, 15, touchdown! Wow, what a start. Man, he's quick.
Well, what do we say, Walt? The quarterback's job was to just hand the ball off to Kazmierski, because when you hand it off to him, he does the rest of it on his own. What a gaping hole by his offensive line, though. I don't know what happened to North Tonawanda on that one, because there's no doubt in anyone's mind who's going to get the ball the first time for Tonawanda. And Kazmierski just goes the entire distance. And Walt, like we talked about in the opening, when he gets in the open field, he is such a good open field runner. He is tough to bring down, and he makes a great move at the end there to get into the end zone.
Well, that's a quick hello to the North Tonawanda big Division I team. A quick 6-0 lead. What a run by Komerski. When he got to the outside, he really turned the Jets on. Jimmy Kirkwood, his extra point is up, and his extra point just floats through.
And that was
like
not slow motion. That was not slow motion.
Like a knuckleball kick.
Well, it's windy out there. That had a little effect on that kick, but right off the bat, there's enough excitement for you right there, Walt.
And it's a 7-0 game, and we didn't even get to give the credit to that offensive line. Bundy and Dickey, Weir, Shattuck, and Meisner. We'll have to talk about them the next time they get the football. Now, we are having a little bit of a problem up here, so with our monitor, we'll do the best we can. A quick 7-0 lead as the train goes by, and I think the North Tonawanda sideline's a little shocked here.
Well, I'll tell you, that was a train for the offense right there. I mean, they just give him the ball, and his offensive line just, like I said, does a nice job. I mean, that hole was just, it was a huge hole. I mean, he wasn't even touched, Walt. He wasn't touched until he was in the secondary. And like I said, he puts a nice move on the defensive back, cuts it back, and gets himself in the end zone. And really, I think, it's a little shocker for North Tonawanda right there.
And the kickoff by Kirkwood. He will be kicking it deep to Moore and Gain. This time it's going to be Moore handling at his 22. This kid's quick. 30, 35, and immediately under tackle at the 37-yard line. That's a pretty nice return. And on the stop was J.R. Balling. A pretty good field position. That was Balling and Massich in on the tackle. North Tonawanda will start from their own 39.
And they run just at the old traditional wishbone. You don't see that too often, but.
And here they come, Moranto, the pitch to Gain. Here's Gain looking for an opening. He stood up, and Kirkwood knocks him down after a gain of 3. So a 3-yard gain by Gain. That's his third carry for 10 yards.
Yeah, he's a good back in his own right. While we talk a lot about Kazmierski in the opening, but Gain has, he's carried the ball 121 times this year. He does the work. He does the workload in the backfield. He's averaging 7 yards a carry. So he's had himself a good season so far.
Tonawanda off to a quick 7-0 lead with 9 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the first quarter here at Clint Small Stadium. A gain of 4, second down and 6. Here's the option, Moranto, beautiful pitch to Gain. He'll get the first down and more, midfield, across the 45 and dragged down near the 43. That was run expertly by the quarterback, sophomore Mike Moranto.
Yeah, and that is one of the keys for them right there, Walt. He's only a sophomore. He had some growing pains early in the season. We talked to him this week. He said, some of the big games, especially Orchard Park, he said, I made some sophomore mistakes, and they really cost us. But, just to own up to the fact that he made the mistake shows that there's some growth there. And right there, that was nice execution. So he's going to be a good one in the future.
Yeah, that was a huge gainer down to the 41-yard line. Here's the fullback, Todd Warmington. He just barrels over players, reaches for the sticks, and nearly picks up the first down yardage.
And you just got
a yard shy, I think.
You just got to love a guy like him, Walt. I mean, look at it. You look at his jersey now. That jersey is the jersey he wore 2 years ago. I mean, that's his old jersey. He won't wear the new one. He's superstitious, and I'll tell you, he is the typical fullback.
Yeah, he really is. They'll pick up the first down. Jeff Gain dives over the pile. Will pick up 2 more yards, give him 3. That's 29 yards now on 5 carries. And it's a first down at the 30. And North Tonawanda looks like they're going to answer right back.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a wake-up call from North Tonawanda when Kazmierski goes all the way. But you can see that their offensive line, you can see the strength and the power they have. They're exerting themselves to get off the ball in this series right here, Walt. They're just using that power football.
Well, the problem with the wishbone is you're apt to make mistakes, and you don't want to do that. Movement on the defensive front, no flags. Moranto, and he'll keep it himself, in trouble. Kirkwood's got him, and Kirkwood slams him down and is helped by his teammate, Big Frank Bundy, who's 6'4" and 210. Kirkwood's all over the field right now, a gain of 1.
Yeah, the defense did a nice job that time, just stretching it out, just stringing out that option. The one thing about that power option, that wishbone option, I mean, you can hit some big plays on that. I mean, the defense really has to read well. I mean, the quarterback on the offensive side has to execute and make his reads, but you can really spring some big plays.
Well, Mark, last week I saw Moranto throw well against Orchard Park. He could throw the football if they decide to turn it loose here. They go from the wishbone again, 2nd down and 9. Here's Gain. He's got a quick little hole. He bursts through for 4 to the 25-yard line where he's under tackle. And it's number 21 there, Joe Bart from the strong safety position.
And again, they're not trying to fool anyone. They're just going with the power wishbone. They got Warmington and Crane leading them off tackle. And the offensive line gets another good push.
Well, I think what Coach Joe Shifflet did to combat the size, he put Barry at the nose tackle position at 6'2", 275 for this game. Defensively, this is a 3rd down and 5. And they go to Gain. He breaks the tackle at the line of scrimmage. He's got the first down and more. He's inside the 16 to the 15-yard line.
And as you said there, Walt, they put Barry in for this game because of his size. They put him in down in the defensive line, but on that play there, you could look at it, there's no substitute for experience, though you can see he's a little inexperienced, and he gets blown off the ball on that play right there by McGinnis.
Well, he's already up to 41 yards on 7 carries, Gain unofficially. And here comes Gain again in the middle, a good stick there. It looks like it's Tom Perkovich from the outside linebacker spot lining up at the left end. He plays up in that 50, and he made the hit.
Perkovich is a good-looking football player. He's good on the offensive side of the ball, tight end, blocks well, can catch the ball, and on defense, he'll put his helmet in there.
Well, this is a very impressive drive here. A gain of 4 yards on that play by Gain. And here comes, look at the big guy rumbling towards the end zone. Todd Warmington comes up just shy. Man, he is a load. He's just knocking people down.
Yeah, that is a total mismatch right there, especially when he gets in the secondary, Walt. He is just a big kid, and when he gets ahead of steam. And there you see he's got a good quick step off the ball, and he's very powerful. And, like, you know, we were talking about, his hamstring's been bothering him this year, but this game right here, nothing's going to hold him back. His last game, his senior year.
2 carries, 20 yards for Warmington. The quarterback takes it in. Mike Moranto has scored, and North Tonawanda, man, just like that, right down the field. What a great drive. And it's 7-6.
And that was, that was a must drive for them right there, because what you could feel that whole drive was the momentum just swinging and everything taken out of the sails for Tonawanda on that one. They just asserted themselves offensively, and a must drive for North Tonawanda.
But we don't want to jinx this young guy. This is a record in the making for Moore, the kicker. He's 20 for 20 on his extra points. That is tremendous. And the kick is up, and the kick is good. I don't ever remember any high school football player going 21 for 21 like John Moore has done on extra points.
And he made that one look routine.
I don't know if anybody's ever done that in the United States in the history of high school football. Go perfect on extra points, considering kicking at least 15. 21 for 21 for John Moore. And if that's any indication,
they're going to need a lot of more rushing from Joe Kuzmerski to win this football game. North Tonawanda made that drive look pretty easy.
Yeah, well, like I said, their offensive line is definitely the stronger. And that series right there, they just totally dominated and moved the ball at will. And they're going to have to make some adjustments on the defensive side of the ball for Tonawanda. But as long as Kuzmerski keeps it up on the offensive side like the last series, this could be a shootout.
Now Moore will kick it off with 5:26 to go in the first quarter.
And Kuzmerski might not even wait to get in the huddle offensively. He's back on this kick. And I'll tell you, he's a dangerous kick returner, Walt. And we talked to the coach from North Tonawanda, Coach Anastasi, and he said maybe the first time we'll kick it deep and see how we do. So
well, they're worried about Kuzmerski and Kirkwood. So they kick it away from both of those players, and Donaldson will handle it. He's anxious to return kicks, and Donaldson makes a good return. Maybe not a game-breaking return, but a sure-handed return out to the 24. And it'll be first down for Tonawanda. Let's take a look now at their offensive line. It will be Frank Bundy at the left tackle, David Dickey, the left guard, Bill Ware is the starting center, 52. Shattuck is the right guard, and Meisner is the right tackle. Donaldson is the wideout along with Perkovich, the tight end. Kirkwood, the other wideout. The quarterback, Egri. Kuzmerski and Bart in the backfield. And a man in motion left. Egri to throw. He's got a man. Great catch. That's a first down. And it's Perkovich for huge yardage. And Mercer takes him out near midfield.
And what a nice play by Egri there. Nice fake in the backfield. Hides the ball, Walt. He hides the ball real well and then just rolls and gets his center Weir out in front of him. Has plenty of time and just delivers a nice strike to his tight end. And we were just talking about him. And he makes a nice catch. And so far, 2 plays, perfect execution. You can tell this is a playoff team right here.
Well, they spotted that all the way back down to the 45-yard line. That was a gain of 23 yards on that play. So first down from the 45-yard line. We've got some fireworks here early. And here's Kuzmerski. He's in trouble in the backfield. And here he goes again. He gets out of it to the 30. Look at that move. Down to the 25. Mercer and Moranto have him under tackle. I'll tell you, he is lightning in a bottle.
And the other thing, that was a busted play right there, Walt. You could tell when the snap, there was a miscommunication in the backfield. It was a busted play, but they pitch it to him anyhow, and he just relies on his speed, and he does pick up a block late there, turns the corner, and boy, once he gets in the open field, he is just a tremendous open field runner.
2 carries for Kuzmerski, 103 yards and a touchdown, not too shabby. From the 25-yard line, with 4:49 to go in the first quarter, 7-7 game. Here's Kuzmerski to the right side. This time they string it out well. He fumbles the football, and I think, no, it's loose, and North Tonawanda has got it. Kuzmerski almost got it back. I think Todd Warmington came up with the football.
I think Warmington is the one that just pops on top of that ball, and that time the defense, they read that one well. That's the first one they really read well, Walt, and they string it out. Good pursuit from the outside, and someone just popped it out of Kuzmerski's arm as he was trying to turn the corner there, and Warmington just swarms all over the ball.
You know, one thing I can't believe what I'm seeing here is the speed of Kuzmerski.
That was one of our big keys, was turnovers, and there's a big turnover right there to put a stall on that drive.
That's a huge turnover, a 7-7 game. Let's see if Moranto will go on top on a first down play. He doesn't. A handoff up the middle, and the big guy, Todd Warmington, will grind out 4 yards. 4:30 to go in this first quarter. If you just joined us, this is the 89th annual TNT game, and we've got a 7-7 game, Mark Collins.
Yeah, and like I said, that was a big turnover right there because Tonawanda really moving the ball well, executing well. And that stops their drive, and then again, there goes the momentum shifting back to North Tonawanda.
So from the 34-yard line, Moranto from the wishbone formation.
Oh, he fumbles the ball.
The ball's loose on the ground, and Moranto will cover up for a 2-yard loss. Yeah, that time it was mishandled, but Moranto recovered the fumble, loss of 2. So it'd be 3rd down and long, and Mark, an obviously passing situation. They like to go to Johnny Moore in this situation.
Yeah, and you like the quarterback a lot. You think this kid's going to be a good passer in his day, Walt. He's only a sophomore. He does have a nice delivery.
You know, the wind has calmed down a little from the start of the game, but it was bad at the start of the game. That's pitched again. He needs a block. He won't get it. Kirkwood will stop him well shy of the first down yardage. A good, solid tackle by Kirkwood, who has looked really good on defense so far.
But I'll tell you one thing, though, Walt. You know, this kid Gain here, who makes the catch and the run there. Like I said, he doesn't take a back seat to many here in Western New York. He is a good halfback. He's got 13 touchdowns so far this season, and you know, he's the guy. He's their key guy. And again, there they just rely on him to, to catch the ball and get the first down. Rely on his speed a little bit. But like you said, Kirkwood with nice recognition and zips up there to make a great tackle.
Well, Gain did pick up 6 on the pass reception. Kirkwood with the stop. The punter comes on Gain. And Kirkwood goes back with Kuzmerski. Rushes on, almost blocked. Oh, that was close. A short punt. And it's down right there by Scott Ray at the 40-yard line. Number 81 was blowing in there, Eichenberg. And Jim Eichenberg almost had the block.
Great pressure, and it causes Gain to, get off a punt that it goes up in the air high. It doesn't get much distance, but I'll tell you, they were lucky. Tonawanda, number 51 there, Shattuck, he wasn't looking. The ball, like I said, didn't travel a long distance. It was up in the air. He almost got hit in the back.
Let's take a look at the defense here for North Tonawanda. Mercer and Lofredo on the left side with McGinnis, Jakobazik, and Ray. On the front line, Warmington and Crane are the linebackers. Gain and Moore, along with Ganshaw and Moranto. And here is Joe Kuzmerski, a foot race. 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown!
That was Kirkwood.
Kirkwood on the touchdown.
Well, you can barely tell because they're so fast. Their numbers are blurred a little bit between him and Kuzmerski. Well, these guys can both fly. I'll tell you one thing. And the coach told us in the meetings, they told us in the meetings this week that, they are big up front, but we got a lot of trap plays to trap those big guys, and it's exactly what they're doing. They're just trapping their big defensive linemen and just execute so well with that misdirection play. And their offense looks great so far.
I can't believe that speed by Jim Kirkwood, who goes in on a 60-yard touchdown. Here's the try for extra point. Kirkwood already 1 for 1. This kick up. And this kick is good. It just snuck in the right upright.
Boy, he gets some great loft on those extra points.
Wow, North Tonawanda, I don't know if they could deal with this speed. This is unbelievable.
You're exactly right, Walt. That's what they're relying on, is they're just trapping their big guys, giving a little misdirection. Once North Tonawanda goes in one direction, they can't get back in time because of the speed of the backs for Tonawanda.
This is my first look at Tonawanda this year, and the reports I got must have been erroneous that they might be in trouble in the playoffs. If they run like this, look out.
Yeah, I saw them play Depew earlier this season, and they're running their play selections a lot different because I think of the size of North Tonawanda. They're running a lot of counters, a lot of misdirection. When they played Depew, they were running a more power football with Kuzmerski, off tackle and just relying on his, the fact that he's such a great back to run off tackle and get outside. But today, a good game plan coming up here, with the big guys. You got to catch them off balance a little bit and rely on your speed, and it has worked to perfection.
Well, they run a pro and a twin offense. They run a lot of option plays, sweeps, counters, and traps. And when they get guys like Kuzmerski and Kirkwood to the outside, you can see for yourself the results. They're devastating. Kirkwood on the kickoff, gaining Moore back deep. The little guy Moore at 150 bobbles the ball loose. It's recovered by Tonawanda. I think Tonawanda's got the football unless Moore snuck in there and took it back.
I don't know,
We'll have
but
to wait
I'll
for
tell you,
the call.
Tonawanda had a nice shot at the recovery.
Well, Moore got the ball back. What a great job by John Moore to fight and get that ball back. There were 2 or 3 purple shirts. And Moore was able to sneak back in there and get the football back. No way, Mark Collins, as a former football player, should he get that ball back.
Oh, yeah, he got very lucky on that. Like I said, there were a lot of purple shirts coming down, and a lot of times that'll happen, though. I think it was number 24. Yeah, it actually was 24. You see him on the sidelines. He's a little upset with himself. That was Worthington. He almost picks up that fumble.
First down from the 25-yard line. And Jeff Gain, and he's still on his feet, over the 45 and out to the 46-yard line, a first down. Boy, two explosive offenses. We're going to have a shootout.
The capacity crowd is getting their money's worth tonight, Walt. This has been a shootout early in this ball game.
It's a 22-yard gain by Gain, giving him 67 yards, and another first down for North Tonawanda. First down from the 47-yard line. And it's Zork. Zork with his first carry crosses midfield to the 49-yard line. That's Eric Zork. 2 minutes and 25 seconds remaining in the first quarter, and it's been a great first quarter of action. And we remind you that high school football, this game is being brought to you by Jim Ball Used Car Superstore, just minutes from Bill Stadium. And Jim Ball picked a good game to sponsor, along with our other sponsors. Boy, a lot of action, Mark.
Oh, no question. And after this play, I want to get to...
Moranto to Gain, and Gain is stood up and dropped after a short gain on the play.
I was just going to say, Walt, we see Barry, the big defensive tackle. He's coming out. He's on the sideline now, and I think they've gone back. They started him, and they said, we're going to see how long you can go and see if it works. And I don't think it's really been working that well in the first couple series, so they're going back with their lighter guys who are quicker on the defensive line, and you can see on that play right there, sometimes, the quickness is just as good as having the big beef up front.
Gain's already carried the ball 10 times.
And the one guy in particular is Bill Weir, who plays center, and nose guard is his position. And there he is, number 52 on the defensive line. He's only 5'8", 170 pounds.
Yeah, he's undersized. 3rd and 5. Moranto sets up the screen. Oh, what a hit! Whoa, big hit by number 65, Frank Bundy, as he stopped Haug right in his tracks for a loss.
And we just talked about Bill Ware. He gets great pressure on that, even though it was a screen and they set it up well. Ware puts some pressure on him, and the quarterback has to get rid of it a little bit too soon, and that way he gives it away, and the defensive end makes a great play to recognize that and get out there and make a great tackle and a big hit, Walt.
Well, this is not the mismatch game that some people might have anticipated with the heights and weights of both rosters. North Tonawanda is really going to have to scratch and claw to win this football game. This is great speed. This is tremendous speed by these two guys back to receive this punt. Moranto to Kirkwood. Kirkwood, who has a touchdown at the 25. He's hit and dropped hard at the 28-yard line. Jeff Pascucci in on the stop on special teams.
But that was
and helping him out was Chris Coyle.
A low driving kick right there, Walt, but a really heads-up play by Kirkwood to catch that football, because if he lets that one bounce, they pin him back deep in their own end, and that was one of the keys today, field position. So by making that catch, he takes a big hit, but he gives his team some excellent field position.
Well, you cannot blink your eyes at the 29-yard line, Mark, with 24 seconds to go in the first quarter, because they have been scoring lightning fast, Tonawanda. A 74-yard touchdown and then a long gainer by Kirkwood, 60 yards. A pass incomplete to Perkovich. A good idea. Egri had him open, and he threw it over his wrong shoulder.
Yeah, you're right. He had him open. He gets behind the linebackers and finds himself a little seam in the middle of the field, and he was open. The pass is just thrown a little bit behind him, but there was a little pressure on Egri.
Yeah, you sort of like the idea of them opening up the offense a little bit. Two outstanding coaches here. Joe Shifflet, of course, from Tonawanda, spent 28 years at Sweet Home. Yeah, and then some time at UB and Buff State.
No question about his record, and he has come in with a great game plan, Walt, because they can't go, they just can't go toe-to-toe with North Tonawanda. They're too big.
Well, that's why they like to spread the offense, get some space in between and use their speed. And here's the option, and here comes Joe Kuzmerski. He's got an opening. Here he goes again, over to midfield, cuts it back into the 48-yard line. A first down for the Warriors, and Joe Kuzmerski is just running wild here.
Well, I'll tell you, you're right. He's making it look easy from up here, Walt. But you got to give credit to, the whole offensive unit. The line's doing a nice job with the interior blocking. And I'll tell you, the quarterback is doing a fantastic job of making the execution on the offensive end.
Well, that's the end of the first quarter here, the 89th annual TNT game, and what a quarter it was. A shootout so far through one quarter of play at Clint Small Stadium. It's Tonawanda 14 and North Tonawanda 7.
Tom Stahl, Lynn Taylor, Plaster Sandal, Lynn Rogers, Elson Pippin, Greg Kleiman, Stone Church, Pineapple Johnson, Carfax Abbey, Liquid, Girl Pope, Consorting Angels, Happily Medium, Temple of Music. Available only at one place. Only at one place.
Looking for the latest HTTV news and on-air schedule? Check out our website at www.acadia.com/HTTV/.
Well, to John Sears along with Mark Collins here at Flint Small Stadium, and what a first quarter, Mark.
Boy, oh boy, I mean, we've had some great football games this year, but, you know, this first quarter right here, I don't think we've had one like that all season, Walt.
Well, the reports that we got that Tonawanda was struggling a little bit. They lost to Fredonia. They looked terrific here, up 14-7. And here's Kirkwood, and Kirkwood stood up and dropped by that big front line. Now, that's what they have to do, get that penetration. There's Warmington, number 49. Yeah. He's the guy that's got to make stops in there along with McGinnis.
Like you said, and in the first quarter, you know, Tonawanda had their way with some of those plays, but, you know, Warmington's a good enough football player that he's going to, you know, he's going to sit in there and he's going to sniff them out and he's going to get some recognition and he's going to lay some lumber here in the second quarter.
Yeah, let's see if Egri will throw the football on 3rd down and 8. The ball resting at the 46-yard line. And Tonawanda leading this football game 14-7. Egri is going to pitch to Joe Kuzmerski, trying to get outside. He does get outside and gets the first down inside the 35-yard line. And he is, in one word, quick. I mean, quick.
He's
very surprised.
He is a lot faster than I thought he was. Well, I saw him play, like I said, one game against Depew, but today a lot different. You know, he's gotten into the open field, and boy, when he puts it in second gear, he's in the backfield before you know it. And Warmington with a big hit there, but I give some credit to that Bill Weir. I like that little guy. He's a center. He was blocking Warmington 15 yards downfield.
He's running with all the motors going in this game. Joe Kuzmerski, he looks fabulous. From the 31-yard line, first down, Tonawanda. Trying to score again. Here comes Kuzmerski up the middle. This is not really his bread and butter, although he's 180 pounds. He makes a nice run. Gets down to the 25-yard line, a gain of 7.
But, you know, in the opening, we talked about it a little bit, Walt. He is a complete football player, complete halfback, because he can run inside the tackles. And on that play, you see it right there. He's not afraid to stick his nose in there. And he's got really great vision, and you can see because he just sidesteps a little bit, and he makes the tacklers miss.
They are going to be a tough out in the B playoffs, along with Lackawanna, the Lackawanna Steelers in the other division, and it's going to be either Southwestern or Springville. And a running play, and Bart has got the first down and more. And I believe Albion is the other team. That's going to be a tough B playdown. There's going to be some fireworks. Another first down for Tonawanda.
My money's going to be on Tonawanda if they execute like they do, and especially on that play right there. While what they do is, Kuzmerski's really opening up the North Tonawanda defense now with his running on the outside, and Bart just hits a quick hitter up the middle, and he's a good fullback. I'll tell you, their sophomore fullback, Janowski, I believe it is. He's not playing today, but he's also.
They're at the 13, and here's Bart for the end zone. Touchdown!
And we were just talking about Bart.
Joe Bart, the senior. Tonawanda sending a message here to, amongst others, the Lackawanna Steelers.
And we just talked a little bit about Bart, and they also have Janowski, who's the sophomore, who's really, he's an up-and-coming back, too. So, you know, if he's back for the playoffs, this is going to be a very, very tough offense to stop.
Well, the way it's shaping up, I'd pay to see that game if it ever unfolds, Lackawanna and Tonawanda. That'd be a heck of a matchup at Rich, but if that happens. Kick is up, and this time the kick is good. Again, he snuck it through the left upright. He doesn't give it a lot of space. Well, he manages to get it through there, Mark.
And you know, It's consistent. It's definitely consistent.
He definitely doesn't use the middle of the space of the goalpost. He uses the angle. I mean, he's just barely squeezing them in there. And we'll come back with more action. Tonawanda leading 21-7 on HTTV Sports.
With nearly a century and a half of experience, Niagara University has developed a proven formula for educating leaders for all walks of life.
A strong liberal arts background and hands-on experience in helping others provide students with the education and values needed for successful careers, personal fulfillment, and meaningful lives.
Niagara University. New challenges,
new friendships,
and a whole new you. To visit Niagara's picturesque campus, call 1-800-462-2111.
Yeah, and Walt, like I said, we were just talking about Bart, and what a great run there. But, you know, give the offensive line credit. They have just opened up some tremendous holes here in this first half. And I don't know where North Tonawanda's defensive line has been to be so big. And, you know, they just have been nowhere in sight.
Well, remember what Joe Shifflet told us at the meeting. They play up to the level of their competition, and they're doing that here. Gain is going to let this roll, and it goes out of bounds. A bad kick by Kirkwood. Joe Shifflet was saying that for some reason his players this year play according to the level of the competition, and they're playing up to North Tonawanda's level.
Yeah, I think that you know, they're the team that's just a little more pumped up for this one. And you're right, because the only game that they really lost, or the game they lost this year to Fredonia, which, you know, looking at them tonight, they should have killed Fredonia. They went down there, they were flat, and I told the coach, I asked the coach, I said, Coach, were they resting on their laurels a little bit? He said, you're exactly right. You know, they're getting a little too overconfident. They're reading their press clippings a little too much. But, boy, I don't know what he told them before this game, but he has got them playing up to par.
Well, there was a legal procedure on the kickoff, so Kirkwood will go back to his 35, 5 yards back with 9:34 to go in the half and re-kick. They want Gain to handle the football if he can or more and try and get a big gainer out of this. They're already standing at their own 25-yard line. And a long kick returnable, 25, 30, 35, 40. Here's Gain to the 42-yard line where he's Gain tackled. There's a host of Tonawanda Warriors there in on the stop. Well, so far the defense, too, for Tonawanda has played well.
No, there's no question about it. Their defense has only given up 7 points, and that was, you know, on that one long drive. But, you know, the first series they played well, and they gave up the touchdown. And so far, you know, since that touchdown's been scored, they've been really tough.
And a reminder, this high school football game is being brought to you by Niagara University, where tomorrow's education begins today. From the 42-yard line, Moranto, and here's the big guy, Warmington. Warmington bowling over midfield to the 44-yard line. He's just like a man playing up against kids here.
It looks funny, isn't it, when he gets the ball and he's in open field, and he doesn't try and fake anyone out. He just runs them right over, Walt.
Now, they were trying to tackle the football. Kirkwood ended up taking him down, but they were really slapping at the football, which is a pretty smart thing because he's hard to bring down.
Yeah, he's like I said, this is his last game in high school, but he is definitely a Division I prospect. He's got some big shoulders on him. He's strong. He's got good speed.
And here comes Warmington again, and Warmington, 7, 8 yards. He runs the 40, folks, in 4.75. He benches 385 pounds, and he squats over 500.
And on that play right there, he plants Kirkwood on the 25-yard line. And it looked like Kirkwood just saw that big truck coming. And that's when you want to go low.
Todd Warmington is being touted by major schools like Penn State, Syracuse. He's looking at the fullback position. And here is Gain, stood up at the line of scrimmage, breaks tackles, and it looks like he has the first down yardage. And Jeff Gain is an outstanding back in his own right, and only a junior. This is a young backfield. Moranto, Gain, Howe, Craig, Zork, all underclassmen.
Yeah, and a lot of the teams we talked to this year, a lot of young teams around this year, Walt, you know, with a lot of guys coming back, 7, I think, on defense, 7 on offense next year for North Tonawanda.
And their kicker and outstanding receiver, Johnny Moore, is back also. 1st and 10 from the 33. And here's Moranto. Oh, that's dangerous. He was really hit hard at the line of scrimmage. Fortunately, he's all right.
He's actually limping a little bit here. You see him?
Well, he got whacked. Looked like Joe Kuzmerski got him and almost got him with the helmet there. Take a look at the replay, how he gets sandwiched here, Mark.
Yeah, well, you see him, he tries to cut the corner, but again, the defense strings it out a little bit, and you see Kuzmerski, he comes up, and he'll show you that he can also play a little defense as he makes a nice hit on the quarterback.
They're going to put two receivers out to the left-hand side, Moore and Ruin, and let's see if Moranto, the sophomore, will pass. They won't. A handoff to Gain. He stopped right at the line. He squirts forward for a yard, and that's it. So it'll be 3rd down and long for North Tonawanda.
And I believe Balling's having himself a good first half. He's been in on quite a few tackles, but pretty much as a unit, Tonawanda's defense, and on that play right there, Walt, I mean, this sets up a 3rd and long. This is a key play because they're, on the 30-yard line, and, they shut them down right here and keep that 21-7 lead going into halftime.
And that's sort of a shocking lead to most people who came to this football game.
There are a lot of people in this football game.
3rd down and 9 from the 32-yard line. Here's Gain looking for the first down. Won't even be close. Perkovic just reaches in with that big left paw and drags him down by the shirt.
That was an outstanding play by Perkovic. I mean, he makes the tackle, but Walt, he takes on the blocker and then just gets off the blocker, makes some separation. If we can look at, we can look at here. Perkovic takes on the blocker, gets off, sheds that blocker, and just the extra effort reaches out with, like you said, a big paw and just drags down the halfback. And that was a 3rd down. That was a big 3rd down. Like I said, with 6 minutes to go, they're up 21-7. They don't want North Tonawanda to get any more points on the board.
And Perkovic at 6'5", 235, a senior. He's also a Division I prospect and a good one. 4th and 7. Moranto with the gun. He's got a man wide open. Dropped by Moore. It was a very difficult catch, but Moore had it in his hands.
And Moranto,
he was wide open.
Yes, he definitely had him beat. Kirkwood was the cornerback back there, but he had him beat by at least 10 steps, and Moranto just throws the ball. All he had to do is lay that one up into the middle of the end zone and let him run underneath it, Walt, but he goes to the corner of the end zone. Like you said, a tough adjustment. And, and that was but it shows the kid's arm. I mean, he threw that ball a long ways.
Well, remember at the start of the game, it was very windy. It subsided a little bit. It's tough to really float one, too, into this wind. So tough pass and a tough reception, not handled. Almost fumbled there by Kuzmerski. He's banged down hard. That might be one of the knocks on Joe, if there is any, is his inside running at 180. A little bit slight. And he's going to take a beating inside there.
I'll tell you, though, he'll take the beating. He'll deservedly take the beating. And, because what that does for him when he runs the ball inside is that, that always opens up the outside for him because the defense, it makes the defense stay honest.
Mark, he bobbled the ball, almost fumbled it.
And then he
picked up 6 yards.
Yeah, and then he put both arms on the ball, and he protected it well.
Got 6 yards on the play from the I formation. And here he comes. Kuzmerski hit and dropped right at the line of scrimmage. Lost a yard on the play. And as he's shaking up, he's getting up slowly.
And you see who gets up with him again, number 49.
And that's a mismatch. When Warmington hits anybody at the high school level, it is pretty much a mismatch.
Well, the one thing that was kind of interesting while we were talking to Warmington, because he's a middle linebacker, and obviously Kuzmerski's the big back, and you got that one-on-one competition. And I asked him about it. He said, "Hey, I got a little bit of revenge motive here. Last year, I had him in the backfield, and he shook loose and went 85 yards for a touchdown, and I'm not going to let it happen today."
3rd down and 6. I agree in a passing situation. Back to pass. Pumps, looks, throws, incomplete. A bad pass. He threw it behind Kirkwood. The bench there for Tonawanda wanted a call, but I think a good no call there. Non-catchable ball.
They were looking for a call. It's a little bit of a push on the back, but not enough to get the flag.
Well, North Tonawanda has made everything hard on them this year. Their head coach, Dave Anastasi, and his club down 21-7. Hunter comes on. And, of course, that's 35, J.R. Balling. That's almost blocked. Good kick by Balling. Gain will let it bounce. And it takes a great bounce for J.R. Balling, picking up another 12 yards on the roll and down to the 18-yard line. Tremendous punt.
It was a great punt, but you know, that's where Gain, you got to get underneath those, Walt. I mean, he had plenty of time to come over and get a fair catch on that one. I mean, I know it's kind of windy out here, but that ball was spiraling down. He should have been underneath it, and saves his, you know, offensive unit 15 yards.
Now talking about Dave Anastasi, the head coach in his second stint, hometown North Tonawanda, educated at North Tonawanda High School, went to Cornell, went to Brockport, played high school sports, football, basketball. Hobbies include weightlifting, his coaching philosophy to have fun and make it enjoyable for the kids. Here's Moranto, he's in trouble. He cuts it back and takes a good hit, and a gain of about 4. Mike Moranto, a very impressive quarterback for a sophomore. Doesn't really play like a sophomore, Mark.
You can still see a little bit of the sophomore in him. He's really, I mean, he executes the option well, but a little bit of indecision, especially like on that last play you see there. When he gets to the corner, it's either you cut it up or you pitch it, and don't hesitate at all.
And you could see Wertling being fixed up on the sidelines. Has an equipment problem. Quick pass to Gain. This is going to go. Gain close to the first down yardage and picks up the first down with a second effort. So they should get the first down, at least from my vantage point, and the official does say yes, first down.
Yeah, they get the first down on that wall, but one thing you know, I'm starting to notice is that North Tonawanda is, you know, they're being forced to mix up their offensive game plan a little bit here. We don't just see that power running, and that just, you know, it's a credit to Tonawanda's defense. They're making them doing some things that, you know, they didn't think they were going to have to do.
And when they went to the power running game, it was effective. Moranto fires incomplete. They're getting away from their game plan a little bit, I guess is what we're saying, and Todd Warmington has chewed him up when he's handled the football. But he hasn't had the football that much, Mark.
Well, like I said, you know, that was their game plan. Come in and we're bigger and we're going to run them over. And I specifically remember Coach Shifflet saying they are not going to run us over. And they really haven't. So he has got his troops ready today.
And the score indicates a change in the game plan when you're down 14 points. Here's the option, and here's Gain. Played well, but he breaks tackles, and Gain has another first down. That was a good open field tackle, too, by Mike Berry, who is a big guy. Might have saved a touchdown there. Berry's going to the wrong huddle, but he made a good play.
He must have got knocked on the head a little bit there, but well, you know, it's 21-7, Walter. No time to panic for North Tonawanda. There's 3 minutes to go. You don't want to get totally out of your game plan. You know, if we can look, see, stay in this game plan. You know, they can run the ball as long as they stay with it.
Well, you see how he almost broke it there, and Berry just got him. Here's Moranto. He's got the long ball out there, just a shade too far. Stretching out, I believe that is Moore, John Moore. And I often wondered about that, Moore being 21 for 21 on extra points, the injury factor there for him, because he probably has a Division I kicking leg. It's hard to get a scholarship being a kicker, but I think he has that kind of potential here, Mark.
There's been some great kickers so far this year. Like last week, the record was broken. The kid from St. Francis had the record. It was broken last week.
And here comes the big man, Warmington, close to the first down yardage, and he runs over Joe Kuzmerski, who makes the stop. Just shy of the first down yardage. They'll need about a half yard.
And we get back to it, Walt. You know, why get away from that right there? I mean, you give it to your big guy, and he's rumbling 8-9 yards. And, you know, that long pass that, you know, not only puts you in a second and long, it also, you know, takes some time off the clock. Like I said, there's 2.5 minutes to go. You just want to run the ball down and, you know, get in the end zone, make it 21-14, and go in at halftime only down a touchdown.
But what an exciting first half, especially if you're a Tonawanda Warrior fan. You've been waiting for this day for years. They've lost 6 of the last 8. Their only 2 wins were 7-6 in overtime and 14-13. That was in 96 and 93. They've never really pounded this team, and they have an opportunity to possibly do that in this game, although there's a lot of game left. I know the Tonawanda people would love to get a lopsided win. It didn't seem like that would be possible coming into this game.
Well, when I was going down before the game, I talked to some of the fans coming in. I got a little guy from Tonawanda. I said, who's going to win? He looked at me like, are you kidding me? And I said, you got a prediction? He said, 50-0.
Well, that's home cooking. But the North Tonawanda players that we talked to were very confident. coming into this football game.
Yeah,
Very confident.
I think they were a little overconfident.
Yeah, maybe overconfident is the word. 3rd down and 1. Ball to John Sears with Mark Collins. Tonawanda leads it, and a first down. Tonawanda leading 21-7. But Warmington has another first down to the 44. He is just too big and too strong.
But I'll give Balling some credit for hanging in on that one. He goes head-on-head with Warmington and just gets a forearm right to the chops, but does make the tackle.
Moranto with 2:38 to go in the half. Moranto throwing the long ball way too long for John Moore. Some pretty good pressure there by Perkovich.
Yeah, Perkovich comes off his right defensive end position and does get some nice pressure on that one right there, Walt. But again, that's first down. They go for the long bomb after Warmington rips off, 8-9 yards, and they have that nice gain, takes it around the corner and gets 8 yards. I don't understand it with 2 minutes to go. There's plenty of time to just keep running that football and get in the end zone.
And this game is being brought to you by the College Prospects of America, opening doors to college opportunities. 2nd down and 10 from the 44-yard line for North Tonawanda. On the drive, here comes the reverse. And Moore might have something here. A flag in the backfield. This will come back as Moore down the sideline for first down yardage, but a flag in the backfield. But we'll come back with more action on HGTV Sports. Tonawanda leads it 21-7.
Curtis Snowden, a 6-foot, 230-pounder, is hit by Miller.
No, that's
Kurt Miller sticks him.
Well, all kids have the dream to be playing college football and receive a scholarship.
When someone gets involved with college prospects, they get national exposure.
College prospects enable me to get recognized by out-of-state schools.
The bottom line on what we do is present top-quality kids to college coaches.
Call College Prospects of America at 636-8452.
Well, we're at Clint Small Field. That is a clip. And it's brought back, so wipe out the first down yardage, Mark Collins. And while we were away, we were discussing the strategy about passing there on first down. They're really in a hole now. They've got 2nd and very long.
Again, give credit to their right defensive end on Tonawanda, Perkovich. He's the only guy that stays home on the reverse, so that one would have been a big play, and he's the guy that they were clipping.
2nd down and 27. And Moranto, the quick pass to Moore. Nice play. And Moore up to midfield and crosses midfield to the 49. That's a nice-looking pass and catch. Moranto to Moore.
And I remember asking Moranto specifically, I always like to ask the quarterbacks, what's your favorite, pass pattern? And that he said, that little quick 10-yard out. Now, that's a good pass for him to throw, Walt. I mean, he's a sophomore. It builds confidence for the young quarterbacks. And also, when you're running the ball, that little pass right there, that doesn't, break up your strategy as far as running the football. Those long bombs, not only do they tire your guys out, your quarterback can get sacked, you can also get it picked off. That's a safe pass.
We have an overflow crowd here, mainly Tonawanda people. 2 receivers to the right, Moore and Rowan. Throw out to the right, incomplete. He's looking for Gain out of the backfield, well covered by Bart.
And he was looking for Gain, but Gain wasn't looking for, wasn't looking. He had his back turned to the ball. And Bart is the only one that really had a shot at that one. Luckily, he threw it hard enough that Bart couldn't get his hands on it.
Well, one thing I said before the game between ourselves, Mark, was that Tonawanda at 6-1 has been playing winning football, and North Tonawanda hasn't at 3-4, and that's pretty much the way the first half has gone. There's something about that sometimes, even though we thought that North Tonawanda, being the bigger school, would come in here and maybe roll over them a little bit with their size. But they're playing great football, Tonawanda, this first half anyway. And a shank kick by Gain off the side of his foot. It might not end up that bad. Takes a little bit of a roll for Gain and then is down at the 29. Not the longest of punts, but no return. You hate to see a punt that's a shank, but it's not a punt return for a touchdown.
Yeah, it's not a punt return, but, if you look back, like last week we did a game, Clarence Sweet Home, and there was a punt, one punt in the game that was probably the biggest play of the game because Clarence punted the ball and they downed it on the 1-yard line, and that pretty much turned the entire field position for the rest of the game over to Clarence. And here, they're giving Tonawanda some good field position from the 30-yard line, Walt.
And the first down play, and here comes Joe Kuzmerski to the outside, to the 40, to the 45, to midfield. Look at him go! And a first down. And Todd Warmington was knocked down by his own player on the sideline. Well, he's mad at the coaching staff there.
But I'll tell you one thing, you're right. This is a first opportunity to get a real close-up of Joe Shifflet, and I'll tell you, Walt, he changes direction as good as any back I've seen. I mean, he makes a beautiful move on this play right here. As he takes the handoff, he comes through the holes. He gets a nice hole again by his line, but boy, he just changes directions and puts a fake on the linebacker.
Well, something happened on the sideline, and one of the coaches was assessed an unsportsmanlike penalty for saying something to Todd Warmington. It looked like Warmington was hit by his own player out of bounds, and then apparently the coach or player, somebody said something, and the official heard it. Mike Lonkar was the guy, his own guy. I was watching it, hit Warmington out of bounds.
Well, the North Tonawanda Lumberjacks are coming over to the sideline to see what's going on. You hate to see that, but you know you're going to see it when you got North Tonawanda and Tonawanda going at it.
Well, they're going to assess this against Tonawanda. It's going to be a personal foul, and it might be of the large variety is all the way back to midfield on the bench.
And how much does that hurt, Walt? Because with a minute 47, they were really driving it down there. And if they get some points going into halftime here and make it 28-7, yeah, that pretty much seals a victory for them.
Well, if you're keeping the official stats, that run yardage counts. Dick Serafin is the referee, Larry Michael is the umpire, Matt Palma the line judge, and Doug Hartmeyer is the linesman. We're back to midfield. And a quick handoff to Bart, and Bart just a couple of yards. And we hope you are enjoying all the high school action this entire season on HDTV Sports. Remember that next week the playoffs are coming up, so check your local listings, and hopefully maybe a potential state champion from Section 6. It's going to be tough.
I tell you, one of the teams I really think's got a good shot this year is Maple Grove.
Well, you like Sucky, the quarterback.
Yeah,
Maple
Randall
Grove.
Sucky.
And don't forget the Lackawanna Steelers haven't lost in like 18 straight games. Second down and 9 from the 49-yard line. Oh, the blitz is on. Oh, there's a big hit. And it's Warmington. And the quarterback, Egri, is getting up slow. Ray just missed Egri, and then Warmington came on and really took him down hard, and Egri is hurt. He is favoring his left shoulder coming off.
And like we said in the opening, Warmington will knock your lights out, and he will hurt you, Walton. On that play, you look at him. He is just a mean-looking kid out there. And on that play, Walt, the way to really tell a hard-nosed linebacker like that, he doesn't even use his arms to tackle. He just runs over the kid and doesn't even have to wrap up.
It's like a Butkus out there, Dick Butkus. Sean Kenny is the quarterback, wearing number 15, a junior. And Kenny on a pitch to Kuzmerski. Kuzmerski hit and dropped in the backfield. Beautiful job there. 26, Mike Lonkar on the initial stop, and then Warmington comes in and covers him up, along with Mercer, number 95. Only 8 seconds remaining, Mark, in the first half. Quick, your impressions of that first half.
Boy, I'll tell you, the offense for Tonawanda is just a great first half as far as executing. The line did a nice job, and Joe Kuzmerski he's the real deal out there, no doubt. His speed is incredible, Walt. But right now, at the end of the second quarter here, North Tonawanda is starting to really dominate their defense, especially Warmington. He is all over the field, and he is hurting some people out there. I think, I've got Balling, the quarterback, and another guy that he's actually literally put out of the football game. So if he keeps that up, they could be playing their second string by the fourth quarter here.
And remember, Tonawanda, win or lose, they're in the playoffs in the B classification next week.
And Walt, remember, I was talking to you before the end. That's a big point. Do you're going to the playoffs. Do you want to play your big guns? Kuzmerski, Bart, your quarterback, especially when you're playing North Tonawanda and you got a playoff and you got a kid like Warmington who can, he can really lay the lumber and physically beat up on your football team.
Joe Shifflet said he's going to play his best. Rushes on and Balling. JR gets it away. Here's Gain. He's a game breaker at the 27 up to the 30. Kirkwood misses him at the 35, the 40, to midfield, and that will end the first half. Well, the Tonawanda Warriors at the half, in a surprise, Mark Collins, have the lead of 2 touchdowns. They did it with some big plays.
Yeah, it's, you know, to the surprise, but to the delight of the fans that have come here tonight, because they've really been treated to something special here in the first half.
An overflow crowd at halftime, getting set for the great halftime of bands and well, 21-7, Tonawanda leading North Tonawanda. We're getting set for the halftime festivities. Now let's go around Section 6.
Week 7 around Section 6 was Clash of the Titans as the Sweet Home Panthers hosted the Clarence Red Devils in a Division II showdown. Both teams came into the contest undefeated, ranked number 1 and number 2 in Western New York and 3 and 4 in New York State. Sweet Home scored first as Paul Cole's 9-yard pass to Keith O'Neill capped off a 77-yard scoring drive. Clarence countered on its next drive as Kevin Clive blasted up the middle for a 62-yard touchdown run. With Sweet Home leading 8-6, the Panthers added to their lead as J.J. Gibson scored his 17th touchdown of the season. But Clarence wasn't dead. With 56 seconds left in the half, Clarence pulled it within 2 as Matt Zielinski punched it in from the 1-yard line. After a scoreless third quarter, the Red Devils finally surpassed the Panthers. Again, it was Zielinski scoring on another 1-yard run. The drive was set up by Kevin Clive's thrilling punt return. Clarence seemed to have the ball game in hand late in the fourth quarter, but fumbled the ball as 343-pound lineman Ryan Ray recovered the fumble. But they say turnabout is fair play, and Clarence returned the favor as Josh White made a huge interception in the end zone, sealing the win. Before the interception, White made a huge defensive call that actually forced Sweet Home to pass on the next play. Watch here as White reads the Panthers' play, tells the linebacker to move up. The linebacker does, and that forces Sweet Home into a passing down. After White's interception, Clarence was able to run the clock out, giving the Red Devils the exciting win. That wasn't the only exciting game on HGTV Sports last week, as the North Tonawanda Lumberjacks, fighting for the playoff life, gave the Orchard Park Quakers a scare as they almost upended the Quakers, but fell short as Aaron Sawyer scored his second touchdown of the game with 49 seconds to play spoiler to North Tonawanda's upset bid. Speaking of the playoffs, here's a playoff picture preview. In Class D, the teams involved are set, but the matchups are not. Maple Grove, Brockton, Forestville, and Randolph all have qualified. In Class C, Eden will face the winner of Silver Creek Falconer, while Gowanda travels to Salamanca. In Class B, Lackawanna
21-7 Tonawanda lead Mark Collins, and they get the ball first to start the second half.
And it'll be important in this first series right here, Walt, just to control the ball, you know, get settled back in. They had a real good first half, and you know, this is key, this possession right here, to kind of pick up where they left off in the first half.
Really a great first half. Look at the crowd, the big throng of Tonawanda Warrior fans. Moore's kickoff high and deep, and handled by Kirkwood at the goal line. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Down he goes. Ball comes loose. North Tonawanda says they have the football.
But the referee's signaling that it's down because he hit the ground. It looks like the ground caused the fumble there, Walt.
That's correct. The ref is saying that the ground did cause the fumble, so they will maintain possession. It looked like number 45, Chris Dettinger, came up with the football, but the ref ruled down that the ground caused the fumble, so they maintain possession. Let's take a look at the replay here.
Look at this block right there. You can just see it. There's some hitting going on, but right there he gets upended, Walt, but the ground does cause that fumble.
I don't know. Looked on the replay as Agri is in at quarterback with that bad right shoulder. He hands off to Kuzmerski, and Kuzmerski, trying to get the corner, cannot get it. He takes a big hit. Looked like on the replay that the kick returner Kirkwood lost the ball when he was up in the air. I don't know if we get a second opportunity to look at that again, but in any event, we're in Tonawanda, New York, and it's been a shocker, 21-7.
Here's a look at that last play right here, Walt. Watch Kuzmerski, but watch at the end of the play, Warmington. Whoa, he just lays it to him right there and picking right up where he left off in the first half. And like I said, he's going to the sideline right now. But boy, he has been sniffing out the plays here in the early going.
And Piskor comes in the game, number 66, to replace Warmington. A gain of 5 on that first down. And here comes Kuzmerski, sweeping to the left side. Piskor with a great stop. And he has Kuzmerski for a 1-yard loss. Wow, off the bench, Piskor comes up with a huge play.
And you're right, you just called his name, Walt, and he does. He, you know, like I said, I think what they're making some better recognition as to what they're running now. And like I said, in the first half, Tonawanda really, they ran a little bit of motion, you know, it got them pretty confused in the defensive side of the ball. And right now, they're starting to have better recognition of the plays they're running, and they're getting to the ball a lot quicker.
Now the tradition continues as the football game goes on. The train goes overhead and goes by. 3rd down and 7. Agree has not thrown that much in this football game, and his right shoulder is a little hurt. He's back to pass. He throws. It's picked off. Threw it right in the hands of Moore. 40, 35, 30, 20-yard line goes John Moore. Taken out of bounds by Komerski, and that could be the break that could ignite the NT team.
That's definitely what Tonawanda did not want to do when they come out here early in the second half, Walt. But you say Moore just playing center field on this play from his safety position. He's just sitting back there. He's reading the quarterback, and as the quarterback Egray rolls out, he overthrows his man. He's looking for Kirkwood. He overthrows him, and Moore is just playing center field. Look at the burst of speed right here, though. This kid's got some wheels.
Johnny Moore, the secondary, has been one of the strong points for North Tonawanda. And here comes Gain. Gain cuts it inside, makes a nice gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down and short. The secondary, I know they had quite a few interceptions.
Yeah, I believe they had, was it 10 interceptions as a secondary this year?
North Tonawanda did a good job. He picked up one more. A gain of 5 yards on that play, 2nd down and 5. With this big offensive line, they should be able to stick it in. Gray, the center, Stanzik and McGinnis, Jakobazik and Lofredo on the front line, and barreling ahead is Gain, and he's close to the 1st down yardage.
And Walt, they haven't changed up their game plan from the first half, and right now they're starting to execute a little bit better here, and you're going to look at it on the right side of the line, but Warmington is just leading the way for Gain through the holes, and boy, he's a force coming through there. He's cleaning out 2 or 3 guys himself.
Now, Gain is their man. He's had a huge game, number 34. Crane is in the backfield also, number 40, doesn't carry that much. And it's the big guy, Warmington, bowling his way towards the end zone, and he's close. Boy, he is tough.
I'll tell you, he's tough, but pound for pound, I think the toughest guy on the football field is number 52 for Tonawanda, Bill Weir. Watch this play right here. I mean, he right here, he's outweighed by 40 pounds pretty much when Warmington takes the ball. We can look at it. Watch Weir stick him here. That's Weir right there. That's him, 52. He makes a nice stick on that play. I'll tell you one thing, what a tough kid.
Well, as far as talent, Todd Warmington is one of the most talented players in Western New York. Here comes Gain for the end zone. Gain trying to get there. He's taken down shy of the end zone. Got inside the 5, down near the 3, maybe the 2-yard line.
And that was Balling with a big hit there. Like I said, well, good first half for Balling. He's a good aggressive tackler on that one. He just stands the ball carrier straight up, doesn't let him get in the end zone. Nice effort by the defense here not to give up.
Close to the 1st down. I don't see them measuring. It'll be 3rd down. Very close to 1st down yardage. This has got to be Warmington time, I would think, Mark. And it's Gain time, and Gain in the end zone, touchdown. Another touchdown run for Jeff Gain, the junior, as he continues to score touchdown after touchdown this year. Makes it an 8-point contest at 21-13. So that turnover was huge, and the momentum has switched.
And there's a look at Coach Shifflet. He can't be too happy about the way it's started off here in the second half, because that's exactly what North Tonawanda wanted to do in the first half, Walt, and they get it done. But there's a look at it right there. They get it done on that play.
And here comes John Moore, 21 for 21, and 2 field goals this year. And his kick is up, and his kick is perfect. His kicks are not even in doubt. Right down the pipe.
And I believe we've had every kick so far has been good, Walt.
Yeah, Moore's kicks have been right down the middle. The other kickers, Kirkwood's, have just gotten in the uprights. And we'll be back with more action, 21-14, Tonawanda on HTTV Sports. And Mark Collins, it was his interception that set up that touchdown.
And that was one of the keys for Tonawanda, not to turn it over, Walt, and that was really a costly turnover early in the second half.
Moore, a great kickoff, way back to the end zone. Kuzmerski, a yard in, will down it. Tremendous leg there by John Moore, who can kick up to 50 to 55-yard field goals, and is only a junior, and he's only 150 pounds.
And if you look at the trees, they're actually, the wind's blowing against him on that one, Walt, but he just puts a good boot into it.
Well, if we ever pan the field, this is an overflow crowd. Every seat in the house has been taken, and all the way around the field, people are standing. Huge crowd. Mark, you said you haven't seen a crowd like this ever for high school football. Look at this. And this is an annual thing here, although this is a big game because of Tonawanda's success. Here's Joe Kuzmerski, another first down. Boy, Joe is just having a great game.
And pretty much does it all by himself on that one, Walt. I mean, that's just pretty much a little bit of a kind of a delayed option to the other end, and he really doesn't have a blocker in front of him on this one. He just relies on his speed. He does get out to the corner. Watch this. There's no one in front of him, and he just kind of turns on the jets here and gets to the secondary and makes a nice gain on first down.
Yeah, and Ray, the right end, made the tackle way downfield. Weir, Dickey, Chadzik, Meisner, and Bundy on that offensive line doing a good job. And here's the running play again, and again it's Joe Kuzmerski stacked up after just a yard gain. That will be it. Joe Kuzmerski is the horse.
And there you get a look at him, Walt. Senior, 5'9", 180 pounds. And like I said, he's run for over 1,500 yards and almost 4,000 yards in his career here at Tonawanda. So,
well, I read a lot about his stats, and you read a lot about his stats of high school players, but I'm seeing this with my own eyes. This kid is quick. He's got talent. He's a real good football player. He's going to play somewhere at the next level. I'm not quite certain that how high up, but he's going to play somewhere. Here's Kirkwood in trouble in the backfield. He breaks free. Here goes Kirkwood. He almost broke it. He's got a first down at midfield. Man, he's exciting too, Mark.
Boy, he has got some great speed right there. Because, Walt, that play takes a little bit time to develop. And it's just they're using Kuzmerski as the, here, they say it goes back the other way. They use Kuzmerski, give it to Kirkwood on that one, and he goes back against the grain. And North Tonawanda is just not recognizing it quick enough there. And I'll tell you, with Kirkwood's speed, you gotta get to the ball.
Well, you just cannot key on Kuzmerski because of Kirkwood. First down from the 49 of North Tonawanda. They're moving the football. First man through the fullback, and a very short gain of a couple yards as they on pile. It's Bart. A rare carry. Remember Joe Bart, Mark, had that touchdown run earlier.
Yeah, and that play right there, they got to run that play, Walt. That keeps Warmington and the other linebackers honest in the middle because, with Kuzmerski and Kirkwood to the outside, pretty much on the snap, they're looking to get outside, and you got to keep them honest by, running it up the gut right there, and that's what Bart does. And you're right, he had that nice run in the first quarter for a touchdown, and he's also the guy that leads the team in pancakes. I wanted to throw that in there because he wanted to make sure I mentioned that.
2nd and 8. And here comes Kuzmerski. He's got another first down. But what do you mean, leads in pancakes? Why don't you explain that to our HTTV crowd?
For Joe Bart, he's, I always ask, when they're in there at our meetings, I always ask, who's the big hitter on the defense? Who's the big hitter? And, usually it'll be the guy that raises his hand and say, I'm the one, and they call him pancakes as far as putting people right on their back. But I'll tell you one thing, you're right, Walt. Seeing it with your own eyes, Kuzmerski, when he takes the handoff, boy, he is just, his explosion from the backfield is incredible. It looks like everyone else is standing still, and he just jets through there.
He is quick, and there are some pretty quick players at North Tonawanda.
Well, that's one thing the coaches always stress for backs. I mean, when you get the ball, they're always telling you, hit the hole as fast as you can. I mean, and that's one thing he does. He doesn't hesitate at all. He just hits the hole, and he gets through there. And once he gets through there, boy, he can really, he changes gears well. He's got good vision. There's a look at the measurement. Just shy
of the first down by inches, 3rd down in inches. Well, if he hit the hole any faster, you'd be like lightning. You wouldn't see him. You can only hit it so fast. And we want to wish the Buffalo Bills good luck this Sunday in Carolina. They're on a nice roll. And back to the high school game, and this game brought to you, of course, by Jim Ball. Used car superstore. And a running play up the middle. Jim Ball just minutes from Rich Stadium. Get your cars there.
It looks like they pretty much stack them up on there. I don't believe they got the first down.
Depends on the spot. I agree, the quarterback getting up off the pile.
Nice to see him back in the second half. He took a good shot by Warmington at the end of the first half.
Gray's saying he's got a first down, and Ray disagrees. I like this Ray kid, especially on offense, the center, number 73 for North Tonawanda. Here's a good look at Joe Shifflet with Agree, the quarterback.
No, he's not gonna get it, I don't think.
He didn't get it by the credit card. It's a credit card short.
A big play coming up right here, Walt, because Tonawanda has answered after North Tonawanda took it down and scored. They've answered with a good drive here. They've been moving the chains, and this is a real crucial play because not only, you know, does it take the time off the clock, it changes that momentum. And boy, it has been swinging back and forth today like a pendulum.
It's been a great game. 5:14 to go, third quarter. 21-14 Tonawanda, 4th down and an inch. Big play, and Kazmierski has the first down. He was hit in the backfield by Warmington.
Boy,
broke the tackle.
You're right, Warmington. He lines up about 5 yards off the line of scrimmage, Walt, and on the snap, he just goes head first into the blocking back, which was Balling, who, you know, the domino effect, he hits Balling and knocks him into Kazmierski. But I'll tell you, Kazmierski, for 100, we got to look at, watch Warmington. He lines up and watch his snap. Here he comes. Boom, he hits Warmington, hits the blocker, and boy, I'll tell you, it just shows that Kazmierski at 180, he's a strong running back.
He better be to get off of that hit and get some positive yardage to the 38-yard line. The drive remains alive. A first down play, nothing but runs. Here's Joe Kazmierski, right side, great move. He skipped through a little hole, I didn't even see one. But he was able to make that angular cut and pick up 7 yards.
And it's pretty much, it's getting to be his signature move, Walt, and you just saw it right there, and it's one thing I saw in the first half too. He just has that little sidestep when he gets through the hole. He kind of floats through there, and it's real pretty to watch. And I'll tell you, this kid is the real deal. And to move the chains right here at this part of the ballgame, and you can see what North Tonawanda is doing now, Walt. They're starting to put, you know, the 46 defense. They're putting 4 down linemen and 6 men in the box, and they're pretty much coming on blitzes every play. So they might spring a big one on them.
Well, they're not going to pass the football. They know this. Be a shock. Here's Kazmierski. They got him in the backfield. He's dropped for a yard loss as he's whacked down. Scott Ray ends up on the bottom of the pile, but I believe the initial hit was made there by number 25, Meinweiser, or no, 26, Mike Lonkar.
And Piscor. Yeah, he was in on that one too. But right now, that play right there, Walt, that is a play that, like I said, that's a play they can run against teams in their own division, you know. But against North Tonawanda, it's that power play. That's one of their favorite plays because Kazmierski really, you know, he can get a lot of yards on that one. But that's not been working tonight because of just the physical size difference.
Well, Piscor has been playing injured most of the year. He came up with a big play. 3rd down and 3, right up the middle. Bart will not have it. He's pushed back. And now a decision on 4th down. 4th down, and I would think you go for it here. You have about a yard to go. And the clock down to 2 minutes and 56 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter and running.
And on that play right there, you just saw the, you know, like I said, the difference in size. They go right up the middle with Bart, and the defensive line for North Tonawanda does a nice job right there while they're just stopping the penetration.
Really have to like the enthusiasm and the heart of the North Tonawanda football team with a 3-4 record down 21-7 coming out the second half.
This play right here will show what they're made of because this is the biggest play right now.
4th and 1, Kazmierski. The man back there, 19, look for him to get the football. Here he comes, running right. They've got him bottled up, and he is hit and dropped shy of the 1st down yardage. I don't think he got it.
It's going to be awful close.
I don't think he got it. And we'll wait for the officials to mark it.
Yeah, they're going to give it to him.
I guess he did get it.
And that's just all Joe Kazmierski on that one, Walt, because the defense did a nice job. Warmington was scraping down, tries to get there in time, but like I said, just all on Kazmierski right here. Look at him get outside. They got it pinned outside, but he just cuts it up and guts it out and turns it upfield. And when you see Warmington coming at you, you got to be a tough kid to say, hey, I need 1 yard. I'm going to duck in there and take this shot, get myself and my team a 1st down.
Well, a 1st down. Not too many backs would have picked up that 1st down in Western New York, Mark. Kazmierski, one of the few that could have done it. They had him bottled up. They had the play strung out well. This is Agree, a little shovel pass. Very dangerous, and it works. That almost broke through there for a long gainer. See who got the football.
And I believe that was Piscor against 66, who almost picks off that pitch himself. That was a dangerous play right there, Walt. I mean, obviously you can break those for big ones.
I think Kazmierski was the guy that ended up with the football.
Well, look at here, I tell you, this is dangerous right there.
Look at that. Look at Joe get it. That's a nice-looking play.
Yeah, Egray didn't really sell it enough, though.
Gain of only 3. But anytime you can get the ball in Comerski's hands upfield. And a running play to Bart. Bart breaking tackles, stretches forward for 3 or 4 yards. This game is beginning to be a hard-hitting football game. There's Ray getting up, Scott Ray. 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Moore is going to adjust the shoulder pads there of his teammate. But they keep getting into this third and short situation.
Yeah, but they keep getting it on third. Well, actually, they've gone on fourth a couple times, but this is a great drive right here.
Tonawanda does not want to turn the football over. Bart's the up man in the eye. Comerski's the deep man. Handoff to Comerski. They had him at the line of scrimmage. Breaks the tackle, and he's close to the first down again. Again, they had a shot at him in the backfield. Moore ends up making the tackle downfield. And he's got the first down again.
Well, look at it right there, Walt. He just got that little sidestep. It's just such a nice move. He has a habit of making people miss. And that's what great backs will do. Not only, you know, he can make you miss, he can also take you on when you're trying to make a tackle, and he'll break tackles and he'll get some extra yardage. And he's just a clutch football player when it comes down to third down and fourth down.
Well, Jakabezic had an opportunity to stop him in the backfield. Didn't do it. 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. 23 seconds to go in the half. And here comes Bart. Touchdown! Joe Bart has turned into Joe Touchdown Bart. That's his second of the game, and look at that crowd.
Well, they just set it up so nicely on that drive, Walt. Like I said, that's that little, you know, that's that little one up the gut with the fullback. But what sets that up is Kazmierski has been running the entire length of the field. They've been going wide for him and just setting it up real nice. And you see what happens. The linebackers scrape out to get Kazmierski, and there's no one left in the middle. And Bart just has an easy road into the end zone.
Well, they converted some key fourth down plays. Kirkwood trying to go 4 for 4. And again, he squeezes it through the upright. He really likes to flirt with that upright. Hasn't put too many in the middle. Look at the size of that crowd, Mark.
Well, I went down at halftime to get a cup of coffee, and like I said, it's like taking your life in your hands. There are a lot of people down there, Walt, and there's a lot of energy being expended in the stands tonight. But what a beautiful night for football, too. The wind slowed down a little bit, and it's, you know, what, about 50 degrees. Just a nice night to watch a football game. And
that particular crowd
there. I'll tell you, there is everyone probably in the Twin Cities is out here tonight, because this is, like you said, I've never seen a crowd like this for high school.
Well, the TNT game over the years has been one of the biggest rivalries and produced one of the largest crowds always in Western New York high school football, and this year no different. Mainly Tonawanda people, as we were looking on this side. I believe that's the other side of the field then. There's Bart. He's had 2 touchdowns.
There's a look at him, and what a great drive that was, Walt. They go 15 plays, go 80 yards, almost the entire length of the field, and chew up 7 minutes on the clock. And I'll tell you, that was, you know, Coach Shifflet, I mean, this is the best I've ever seen all year long as far as the offensive game plan that they've had. And they have just, you know, the play calling has been spectacular, and they've been executing.
And this game being brought to you by Niagara University, where tomorrow's education begins today. And here's the return by Gain. 25, 30, out of bounds as he's gaining tackle, and 8 seconds to go. There's a lot of purple jerseys. This game also being brought to you by College Prospects of America, opening doors to college opportunities. And also being brought to you by Jim Ball Used Car Superstar, just minutes from Bill's Stadium. 28-14, Mark Collins. All that hard work that North Tonawanda put into getting us into a football game, they're down again by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, so far both teams have been answering the bell. One will go down, get the hole. You think it's a knockout punch right now, 28-14, but North Tonawanda hasn't given up quite yet.
Could be the last play of the third quarter. Here's Gain into the middle of the stack, a gain of a couple of yards, and that will do it. The third quarter comes to an end here before an overflow crowd at Clint Small Stadium in Tonawanda, New York. Tonawanda 28, North Tonawanda 14.
Well, they started the fourth quarter, and there's the man responsible, Mark Hounds. You like the way he's called this game, Coach Joe Shifflet.
Well, he's made every call the right call so far, Walt. When they needed some big first downs, he made some great calls. But, you know, he's got the defense. He's playing a little cat and mouse with him. He's got Kazmierski going to the outside, and, you know, they're using their speed to loosen it up. And just when they think they're going to go outside to Kazmierski or Kirkwood, they give it to Bart up the middle, and it's wide open, and he goes in for the score.
Walt Klein and Joe Fiorola, the assistants for Coach Joe Shifflet, their athletic director, Larry Badgley. And a running play. It'll be third down. Looks like they snuck a new back in there. Zorek on the carry. We'll just have to double check that. It is number 19, Eric Zorek. A look at one of the tired players there, number 63, David Dickey, the offensive lineman. Offensive linemen get no notoriety at all. They just do their work.
Well, I'll tell you, I'll give them some notoriety tonight because they have done a tremendous job, especially the fact that, you know, they're outweighed by quite a bit on that offensive and defensive line, Walt.
That is true. They certainly are. Third down and 5. Huge play for NT. And here comes Gain. He's got the first down. He might go 50, 45, 40, and ridden out of bounds inside the 40-yard line. And he is a very exciting back and just a junior, Mark.
Yeah, he's going to come back next year, and he'll be one of the best backs in Western New York. You know, next year you can just see this kid's got a nice running style. He's not, he doesn't look as quick as Kazmierski, but I'll tell you, he's got good vision right here. And when he gets to the outside, nice change of the ball right there, uses his straight arm. He's got the technique.
Well, I don't know too many backs that are as quick as Kazmierski. Maybe Wade Turner and the likes of him, and the Hinson back that used to play for Jamestown, and Corey Yitzen used to play for Jamestown. He's got that kind of speed. Running play and nothing there. Gain stopped at the line of scrimmage, but Gain's not really slow, but you're right, he doesn't have the same type of speed as Kazmierski.
No. Kazmierski, yeah, you're right, Walt. He's in the class with the Wade Turners and the kid J.J. Gibson from Sweet Home. Boy, he has some burners. He's a good-looking back, and he's only a junior, so.
Oh, and what a tough bill that's going to be. Niagara Wheatfield and Sweet Home head-to-head. The loser's out. Won't even get in the playoffs, and that's two good football teams. This is the final week of regular season high school football, except for the Harvard Cup. But the Section 6 teams and the Catholic teams will go on and play. The Section 6 will be done, and then the playoffs. And a running play, and here's Gain. Breaking tackles, and Gain looking for the first down. Yardage is close. Might be a yard shy as he got down to the 30. No quit in North Tonawanda, and a lot of time remaining, Mark, 10-10.
Yeah, right here. This is a key drive. You know, I said 28-14. They've been answering every time Tonawanda scores, they come back, and this is a good drive right here. That was a nice individual effort by Gain to break some tackles, and he's quietly going to get himself 100 yards here tonight if he doesn't have it already, Walt.
If they win this game, this would be their second win in 3 years over North Tonawanda. That hasn't happened in a long time. And a running play, Warmington has the first down. Todd Ray is down on the ground. He looks like he's getting up slowly. And Warmington has the first down yardage. He is big. He looks like a pro player already.
I think he ran over Ray. He ran over his offensive lineman, and I'm telling you, it doesn't matter. You just don't get in his way. He doesn't care if you're a defensive player, offensive player, referee. I mean, once he gets moving, there's no stopping him.
Todd Warmington still has the same jersey he started with from the JV or first year of varsity. And that's why it looks so dingy compared to the other ones. He's superstitious. He puts on different socks. He goes through all kinds of different routines.
And I thought it was funny. The quarterback, Ranto, his best friend is one of the girls at school is Todd's girlfriend. He wouldn't even let her wear his new jersey to the pep rally. That's how
had to wear the old one.
She had to wear the old one, and no one would sit next to her because that one hasn't been washed in about a year.
Todd wears the same shirt every game underneath. Everything's got to be the same. And a running play to Gain, and Gain breaking tackles. A nice gain on first down. But I'll tell you, looking at Warmington, he's the real deal. They're looking at him as a fullback. There's a look at Gain, an excellent player, a junior. They're looking at Todd
Warmington is a fullback at the collegiate level. I don't know, he's a good linebacker too, but at 237, how can you argue that? Good speed, 4.75.
Yeah, two great linebackers this year, Zielinski and Warmington, both, you know, very similar styles. And like you said, I think Warmington is a better linebacker than he is a fullback.
But Warmington with the great size at 237 and only in high school. Here's Gain to the outside, great block, and Gain, he'll pick up the first down. Boy, that's Warmington. He just leveled.
And Walt, you know, when we talk about him being a better linebacker than he is a fullback, I think it's because we're looking at, you know, how many times he runs the ball and is he a great running fullback. But one of the reasons they really recruit him at the next level is the block, because in college you don't carry the ball a lot as a fullback. And I'll tell you, he is a great blocking fullback. Watch this block right here on the outside. He just comes back and just buries that guy right there to give his back a chance to get around the corner.
That was Shattuck. He put Shattuck right on his back. 1st and 10 from the 11. North Tonawanda, loose ball, and the quarterback, Aranto, alertly falls on the football. That's the second time Mike has done that. That's good presence. He was a mix-up. He's only a sophomore. They need to score on this drive with 8:29 to go if they have any chance in this football game, Mark.
And that little miscue, those really hurt, Walt, because when you get down inside the 20-yard line, you know, you want 4 downs if you have to use 4, and they just cost themselves one right there.
There's a good head coach, Joe Shifflet, as is Dave Anastasi, working with his staff, Dave Rona, Eric Jancy, Brad Deach, Ron Hopkins, Les Sheasley. Here's a running play, and they stop Gain at the line of scrimmage. Joe Anastasi, also a coach, and John Essler, the director of athletics at North Tonawanda. Disappointing year for North Tonawanda, and this loss would really, you know, put a damper on this season. 3-5 for the type of talent they have. They had a lot of injuries, however, Mark.
Yeah, and the key one is to Warmington. But, you know, in that play, I just was watching that play right there. Warmington actually looked like he's starting to tire a little bit. You know, you can't blame him, Walt. He's been playing a heck of a game defensively and offensively. He's been doing quite a bit, too. But this is the stage of the game right now. Conditioning is a factor.
No, we haven't had many passes, and we won't have one here. Here's Gain. They got him stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Tonawanda played that perfectly. They had 3 players right there in on the stop. Joe Kazmierski right there made the hit.
And he made the hit on the last play, right? And Walt, he's done everything he can for his football team on offense, but on defense, those are 2 big plays right now. And right, like I said, you're looking at North Tonawanda, the heavier team, the physical team, but they're tiring. You look at Tonawanda here, it's the speed of the, you know, look at that tackle right there by Kazmierski. It's the speed of the Tonawanda Warriors right now that's paying off for them.
6:49 to go. This is a key play. 4th down and 6 from the 7-yard line. Moranto's going to pass. Throws it up for grabs. Ball rolling. He's got it. Touchdown. What a catch. Ball rolling. He just went up and got it, Mark.
And that is another pattern that we talked to Moranto earlier this week about. He said, I like to throw that fade when we get down close because we get a man-to-man coverage. And usually you got to cover man-to-man when you're inside the 10. And he gets that nice matchup, and he throws a nice ball right there, a little fade route, just throws it up, and his receiver goes up and just takes it away from the defensive back. And it makes this a close ball game right now, Walt.
And John Moore needs to convert. He's been perfect all year. That's almost blocked, and the kick is up, and the kick is good. We're 1 touchdown and an extra point away from an overtime situation. 28-21 Tonawanda. This has been fun.
And that's what makes this such a classic rival between these 2 teams, because neither team wants to lose. And you can tell, well, this is just not a regular football game. This is for bragging rights here in Tonawanda, because neither one of these teams want to lose this football game. That was a 4th down right there, and that was, you know, that would have probably sealed the victory for Tonawanda if they shut them down right there with only 6 minutes to go. And that just, like I said, well, it shows the heart and determination of the North Tonawanda squad, and the coach has got to be real happy with that effort.
That's got to go down as one of the clutch catches in history. The TNT, as Bo Ruin went up and made a terrific reception. It was a well-thrown ball, but it was more the catch. And a reminder, this game is being brought to you by Jim Ball Used Car Superstore, just minutes from Bill's Drive. This game also being brought to you by Niagara University, where tomorrow's education begins today. And this game is being brought to you by College Prospects of America, opening doors to collegiate opportunities. So here we go, 6:35 to go, and Moore's kick, a low line drive, and Komirski, a bad hop, takes it at the 10, up to the 15, the 20, look out, 30, one man to beat Moore, there he goes, down the sideline, 30, 20, 15, and he's down. What a run by Joe Komirski.
Well, before the kickoff, I was going to say, you know, they just scored a touchdown. Do they want to kick it down to these two, Kirkwood and Komirski? They both can go the distance. They want to take the chance, and they do. And I'll tell you, this kid shows you why he is, you know, now he's got to be my, you know, he's got my vote for the best back in Western New York. I mean, what a performance he's put on here this evening.
Well, he is one of the best, he and Wade Turner.
And there's a look at Walt. I mean, you can't blame him. He runs out of gas, but here's his little patented move. Watch this. In the open field, boy, he just can feel the defenders coming. He stops, but he runs out of gas, but gets him down inside, what, the 15-yard line. What a big return.
Well, I will say this. I think Lackawanna could still be competitive without Wade Turner. I doubt Tonawanda could be without Joe Komirski.
Oh, boy.
He does everything. He plays defense, offense, returns, punts, kickoffs. First down from the 9-yard line. NT has got to stop them. Here's the running play to Barton. They've got him hemmed in and stopped right at the line of scrimmage. A good surge by Mercer on the defensive line. If they can stop him here, they'd still have a good shot at this football game. Lofredo in also on the stop. 6 minutes to go, Mark. Everybody having a good time here. What a way to end the year for this
How can you not
big
be
rivalry.
having a good time?
Second down and 9, 5:47 to go. Tonawanda leading it by 7, 28-21. Agree on the handoff to Komirski, and Komirski is bottled up after a short gain. Now the NT defense, as you see Warmington down on the ground, helping Komirski up, starting to stiffen.
And there is no quit in Todd Warmington. He just, it's just been all game. It's just, you know, been rising to the occasion right here.
Well, I have not remembered a linebacker his size in a long time in Western New York football. His stature, the way he looks, he already looks like a pro. His build.
Yeah, he reminds me a little bit of Allstat from Tampa Bay.
And a timeout call by Tonawanda.
Well, this is a crucial series right here, Walt, because they know if they put this one in the end zone, it's going to be awful difficult for North Tonawanda to come back and beat them.
Well, they're a long way from the end zone still. 3rd down and 8, and if they don't make it on this 3rd down, as you see Agree on the sidelines, then they'd have to decide, do they want to try a field goal, Mark?
What do you think? I think you got to go for the field goal, puts it out of reach.
Well, you never know. I would think that'd be the right choice. One thing I would say about this 1998 high school football season, it has been, without a doubt, in my, I think this is 24 years I've been doing games, the best weather that I've ever experienced over the course of an 8 weeks, 9-week season, whatever it is right now, 8 weeks. Tremendous, Mark.
Yeah, I can't. We didn't get rain one game this year.
I mean, we're talking about it should be almost a snow situation or very cold, and it's not. It's like beautiful. It's not shirt sleeve weather, but it's very comfortable. In fact, you thought you were going to be cold, and I know you're not because the game's been so exciting.
I think it's just because I'm in the middle of these, 8,000 fans here. We're up here. There's a lot of, you get cuddled in here. There's a lot of warmth right up where we're standing, and we got a nice view.
Well, everybody likes to think their rivalries are the best, but Mark, this is the first time you're experiencing TNT. When you get a game of this magnitude with two competitive clubs, it's really something.
Yeah, and I think it says a lot for the communities, for everyone to come out and support both teams and, support the kids. It's getting back to some of the fundamentals, and I think that's, it's a nice thing to see right now.
These are the type of crowds they draw in Ohio and Pennsylvania for high school.
Yeah, you're right, Walt. This is like, this is a routine game down in Pennsylvania on a Friday night. But those are the small towns, and like I said, those are the small towns, the fundamentals and morals and values, and it's nice to see this, in this day and age. 3rd
down and 8. This is a huge play. 5:09 to go. See if Agree can click. He's going to pass. Rushes on, throws, touchdown! Herkovich, the tight end. And that might do it. And he was wide open.
He was wide open, Walt, but again, what a masterful job at calling the offensive plays tonight. I don't know if it's Joe Shifflet or his assistants, but whoever it is, boy, give him some credit because They have just figured out North Tonawanda defense. Look at this place right here. This is a nice little play. He ran it once before. He just rolls, and his tight end rolls with him, and he finds a little seam in the end zone, and he is wide open. And E-Grade just delivers a beautiful pass and pretty much solidifies a victory for his team.
And Kirkwood to try for the extra point. The kick is up, and the kick is good. We have not had a missed extra point in this game. It's now 35-21 Tonawanda. We'll be back.
He's the man of the hour right now, Walt. He's had a great football game offensively. Kazmierski and Perkovich on the offensive side of the ball and defensive side of the ball has had a tremendous football game.
6'5", 235, a senior Perkovich. Here's Moore, 20, 25, 30. Look at little Johnny Moore up to the 40-yard line. Hey, don't go away. There's 4:57 to go. And there's a lot of time left on the clock, although it looks like Tonawanda is in good shape.
Yeah, if there's one thing that Tonawanda's been doing, the only thing they've been doing wrong is scoring too quick, Walt. Kazmierski almost runs that kickoff back.
We're going to take a look at the scoring drive, Mark Collins. We never thought we were going to see this type of score.
Well, it only took them 3 plays to get in from the 9-yard line set up by that long kickoff return, but what a great job play calling.
Didn't really think North Tonawanda could give up 35 in this game. Nice move by Moranto, throws, and he throws it away. He had a man open in the flat, but Kazmierski was in the general coverage area. When that ball's thrown out of bounds, sometimes it looks like the player's actually more open than he is. Second down play coming up, and 10 with 4:50 to go. Now they need to score a quick touchdown and maybe an onside kick.
Well, they don't need to throw the long bomb, though, Walt. They have to pass the ball, but they can throw the shorter routes.
Moranto to throw. Throws the deep one out there, and it's almost picked off. Donaldson had great coverage on Moore.
Yeah, but see, the problem with that, Walt, like I said, you keep going for the home run ball. You forget about the fact that you got to pick up a first down. Now you're 3rd and 10. And like I said, some shorter, routes. You pick up 5, 6, and now it's 3rd, and obviously they don't get it here. They're probably going to have to go for it on 4th down.
Now there's the tail end of the replay, just too long. Well, it will be Tonawanda along with Lackawanna in the B classification. Either Southwestern or Springville and Albion. Look for your matchups in the paper. Whoever draws Tonawanda has got their hands full. Here's a running play to Gain, and Gain is close to the first down. Warmington's pushing him forward. And a quick timeout by Tonawanda. They might have the first down. It's very close. Warmington was right on Gain's back, trying to push him forward. The officials never saw it.
We got a timeout for North Tonawanda, but that's a great play right there, just to to get close to a first down on a 3rd down. Obviously, Tonawanda's looking for the pass, and they bring people off the line of scrimmage. And
I'm surprised Todd Warmington just didn't grab the ball and start running with it from Gain. There's a good look at Perkovich again, a college prospect.
Yeah, and on the next edition, Halloween Spooktacular, the UFOs and the paranormal activity in Western New York. And that's live here on HTTV from 7 to 8, Tuesday, October 27th. So tune in for that.
And Halloween, everybody's stocking up on the candy. There's Bart, he's got 2 touchdowns. Crowd anticipating a big win here. Tonawanda fans will storm the field. And they'll get ready for their playoffs next week in the B class. This game, if they win it, can only help them. Big play here, 4th down. There's the first down. And breaking tackles Gain. Bart drags him down inside the 40 at the 38.
You can look at that, Walt. That was Kazmierski. He was holding on to his jersey, and Gain drags him for about 3 or 4 yards. It looked like one of those old Western movies. You're getting dragged by your horse.
We're also in on the tackle. First down at the 38. 4:28 to go. Moranto back to pass. Good move by Moranto. And the long ball out there. Thrown up for grabs and picked off. And now called out of bounds. It looked like Kazmierski had the interception.
I think that might be Kirkwood again.
Boy, he made a really good play.
Comes up limping on that, but that was a nice defensive play. He times that one perfect, gets up in the air, but I think he comes down out of bounds. He did intercept the ball.
Let's take a look at this pressure mark, and you describe it, and Kirkwood is a little banged up.
Yeah, look at here. He has nice pressure off the defensive end position, but he fakes the pump, and then he throws, and great timing by Kirkwood to get up in the air. He goes up with the defender, comes down with it.
Yeah, he faked Bunty out, and that's thrown away, intended for more, way high. Moranto off target on that pass. Clock down to 4:15 remaining. Time running out on the North Tonawanda Lumberjacks in what would be a very disappointing end. 3 consecutive losses at the end of the year and a 3-5 mark. However, they have a lot of people coming back next year, and the future looks bright for North Tonawanda football next year.
Yeah, they get the young sophomore quarterback is going to be a good one. They get the junior tailback right here.
Here's Gain. Gain, he breaks tackles. Boy, 3rd down, they pick up 7 or 8. If they could do that on 1st down, they'd be in business.
They probably could if they weren't throwing the ball well.
And a timeout called. Well, we got exciting football next week lined up. Playoffs starting up.
Oh, there's going to be some good playoff games.
Really, really are. I mean, before I witnessed Tonawanda here, we don't get to see the teams that much. We were told that Tonawanda was struggling. Boy, they look great tonight.
Yeah, they're primed and ready to go. I mean, if they play like this in the playoffs, they should, you know, like you said, get at least to the finals and probably give Lackawanna a good football game. But there we look at it there, the human touch, while Good News Television. And that's Sundays at 8 p.m. here on Adelphia, Channel 18, HTTV.
Everybody needs some good news. I need some.
Well, I'll tell you, Tonawanda, 4 minutes from now, there's going to be a lot of good news on this side of the field.
I just can't believe they put 35 points on the board against North Tonawanda.
Well, you know, we saw him do it. Kazmierski, I mean, that kid, he is something else. Every time he touches the ball, there's a chance for him to get in the end zone. And
they had a lot of rushing yardage when you total it all up. Most of it came in big clumps. 4th down and 4. They need to convert to stay alive in this game. Here comes Gain. Gain close to the 1st down yardage. I think he's got it. He surges ahead, and he's got the 1st down. He's a tough running back.
He is,
also.
and this is a good series. Even if they don't go in and get a score and win this game, they're really something to build on here that they didn't give up here late in the game, Walt.
Yeah, don't count them out yet. 3:35 to go, 1st and 10 from the 26. Here's Moranto looking downfield, floats it up, and he threw it to the outside, and John Moore was cutting inside.
And Moore looked like he was open on the, he was running a post, it looked like, and his quarterback throws a long corner pattern and a little bit of miscommunication, perhaps. But I think one thing you can see Morano, he's a little bit, he pulls the trigger a little bit too quick, and you can see as a sophomore, when next year he comes back as a junior, a little more experience. This is a good football game for him to get some experience in, though. This is a good team he's playing tonight.
Well, you have to remember, only a sophomore. He's going to get better and better. 2nd down, quick pass. He rifles it. Incomplete.
But that's
Bo Ruin turned around. The ball was by him.
That's what I'm talking about right there. You can see that, a little too quick to pull the trigger right there, Walt. His man was wide open. He didn't have to throw it that fast and that hard. Because on that little short, just a 3-step drop, you just get it out to your receiver. He was wide open. He didn't even give him a chance to turn around.
3:44 to go in the game. I'd like to thank our entire crew. We did great work. We had some difficulty here with some wires, etc. We got the game onto you. I'm sure you've enjoyed this broadcast, the 89th annual spectacular TNT game, and it's been a good one. And a running play to Gain. Gain trying to close the gap, and Gain near 1st down yardage. He is a tough back.
Yeah, I think when they take a look, they're going to hurry up and try and get this snap off. I think when they take a look at this film, they're going to say, how do we lose this football game? We were running the ball real well. Some big plays, though. Big plays for Tonawanda.
Last week, they had Orchard Park on the ropes, leading 14-13. And 4th and 14 with 1:40 to go, and Orchard Park converted and won that game. They had a 65-yard touchdown run called back by Gain in that game. And another questionable call go against them early in the contest that stopped the drive.
And like I said, when they look at this film, Walt, I mean, they executed their game plan. They're a running team. They got a great ground game, and they scored 21 points, and they really worked for their points, And then you look at the other side, 35, and there were a lot of big plays. You take away 3 of those big plays for Tonawanda, and North Tonawanda would probably be on top of this ball game.
Last week, North Tonawanda blew that game in Orchard Park 21-14 in the last seconds. The week before, they lost to Jamestown 35-28. It's a first down. Quarterback Moranto has time and throws it away. Again, he and Moore are not on the same page. But at the same time, talking about North Tonawanda and how well they played, the general feeling was that Tonawanda coming in here was going to have a rough time because of the size differential, and it never played a big part in this game.
Well, that goes back to really the way they ran their offense. They pretty much kept them off balance. They ran a little bit of, the motion with the backs, and they were running a lot of traps and stuff to trap those big guys and get them going one way and come back the other with their speed, and it really worked to perfection for them.
I mean, North Tonawanda has made big plays on the ground, but they've also been stopped by the Tonawanda defense, like a play like that where Moranto stopped at the line of scrimmage by Kuzmierski. The smaller Tonawanda team has done a pretty good job defensively for the entire game.
Yeah, you give them a lot of credit. I mean, like I said, North Tonawanda has some big boys up front, and with Warmington leading the way for gain all night long, that's a tough assignment, and their defense has really, has really stood up to the challenge tonight. And one thing I see with them, Walt, is they're all good tacklers. They're sure tacklers. You haven't seen a lot of broken tackles, and that's a credit to their defensive coaches. I mean, they probably stress that heavy. I mean, fundamentals will win football games.
When you look at North Tonawanda's offensive line, how big they are, and then Warmington, the fullback, and Moranto, an agile quarterback, and Gain, such a fine runner, that's a tough team to stop.
Yeah, but the other thing is, when we talked to the Tonawanda kids this week, they weren't afraid of this team at all. I mean, like I said, Bill Weir is only 5'8", 170. He was looking forward to the contest with Warmington, who's 6'2".
And Bill Weir has done a good job on both sides of the football. It's tough when you do a high school game to catch what everybody's doing. You primarily have your backs and your skilled players that get the credit. Weir's done a good job. Gain, hit, and drop. Terrific play by Balling.
And yeah, while we're talking about guys who played big games, Balling right there, 35. He has had probably the biggest game for him defensively, Walt. He's made some humongous stops on defense, and Bart, who was out there on that play, has also had a great game on both sides of the ball. He actually was the one that read that play, turned it inside, and gives his teammate Balling a chance to get a shot on the halfback. But those two kids, there's a look at Bart, 2 big touchdowns, and there's Balling right there, 6'1", 190 pounds. And he brings it at 190.
Yeah, he does. And the clock is the enemy now of North Tonawanda with 2:34 to go. 4th down play, they have to convert. Moranto throws, and he throws it too high for Bo Ruin. He's been a little too pumped up, and his throws have been a little high.
You're right, but next year he'll be a junior, and he'll probably work over the summer with the coaches and some of his receivers, and he's got to take a little bit off. He's throwing pretty much all with his arm right there, Walt. He'll learn how to throw with his, the rest of his body, and he'll get it down. And I'll tell you, he's going to be a good one. He's got a good size.
Well, we don't know what's going to happen next week in the playoffs, but 2 weeks from now at Rich Stadium, if it happens to be Tonawanda and Lackawanna, you would not want to miss that game if you're a high school football fan.
That is going to be,
if that ever happens,
that'll be a track meet right there.
And it might. 1st and 10 from the 14-yard line. And the running back, Balling, is hit and dropped for a loss. However, Albion or Southwestern, possibly Springville still alive, they might have upset on their mind, and that could happen too. In fact, all the divisions are going to be pretty competitive.
I'll tell you one, the West Seneca West Indians, they're 5-3. They got to play Orchard Park. They're going to give Orchard Park all they can handle. And another team I like is Hamburg, my old school. They play actually tonight, Pioneer. They're both, this is a big game for them for the division title. And Hamburg's been coming on pretty strong and late in the season. So there's some maybe some surprises in the playoffs.
Now 149 and counting remaining. Tonawanda in no rush. Look at a Weary Ray there. Herzog has played a big game also, both sides of the football for Tonawanda. And here comes Kuzmierski. Kuzmierski darting and getting over the 15-yard line to the 16, and down he goes. 1:23 to go. This is a huge win for Tonawanda. Big win. They're second over North Tonawanda in 3 years. The first time they've beaten them
in the last decade by more than a point. Their last 2 wins were just by single points, 14-13 in 1996 and 7-6 in 1993 in overtime.
That's a deserved rest right there for Joe Kazmierski. What a ball game he put in.
50 seconds to go. 3rd down and 7. And cut right down at the line of scrimmage as the running back. 4th down coming up. You see Breeden in there. And 31 seconds. 31 seconds now, 25 seconds remaining. Apparently something happened in the stands.
Someone, I believe, fell down through the stands, which we hate to see that happen.
And the clock continues to wind down. 13 seconds to go. 8 seconds, 7. This is a big win for Tonawanda, and I think they surprised and turned a lot of heads here with this win.
And I think they served notice, like you said, Walt, on the rest of the teams that are going to the playoffs. They're to be reckoned with.
Well, Tonawanda came out fast, Mark Collins. They scored first. They took a 7-0 lead, and they kept the pressure on. They were tied at 7-7. They grabbed the lead 14-7, 21-7. It was 21-14, then 28-14, 28-21, and 35-21. North Tonawanda did threaten to come back in this game, but Tonawanda met the challenge.
No question about it. We just get a look at the guy number 19 right there. He made it happen. He had some great big plays for his team, and you know, that's why you know, he's billed as one of the best in the area, because he proved it tonight. And that guy right there, Joe Bart, also had a great game. Gets in the end zone twice. You know, he's probably still pinching himself. They're really happy that I scored 2 touchdowns tonight. And then there's the other guy. I mean, what a great football player Warmington is. And yeah, like I said, this is his last game as a high school player, Walt, but plenty of games ahead of him in the college levels.
Man, does he fill those shoulder pads or what?
See, that's the thing you gotta love about him. See the emotion? He's got a couple tears coming out right there. That's, you know, that's what football's all about. I mean, he played his heart out there, and it's a senior game, and you know, you hate to see one team lose, but you know, someone's got to lose, someone's got to win, but it's just the fun playing the game.
Well, Warmington will go on to college career. Well, that's it. Disappointing loss for North Tonawanda. Huge win for Tonawanda. We'll come back with our post game. The final score: Tonawanda 35 and North Tonawanda 21.